Hi, welcome to my tube. My tiny little tube. My tiny little lit up tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Heoka empath. I just like having these little talks on how I feel about things. It's a process. It's cathartic for me. It helps in a lot of ways. Plus, it's a video diary as it count to my life. That's tracked the last 6 years of my shit show. How long has your shit show been? Mine's been 6 years. I'm coming on the other side of it. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I don't believe it to be a train. So I wanted to call today's talk "Snap," because we're in summer now, and the way I look at life is like it's an upward spiral, kind of. And at the bottom of the spiral, you're born, and then you have your parents, and then whether you live in a kind and loving environment, that propels your trajectory up the spiral. But if you got shitty ones, you go back in the spiral, you go up in the spiral, you spiral down. You know, when you gotta learn life on your own, which we all do. I mean, some people have good earth guides. Some people were given good earth guides. My earth guides, I call those my parents, they're a challenge to me. They're just other people that I gotta learn, that are like puzzles that I gotta learn how to navigate through just relating to. Because they don't relate to me, but I can relate to anybody. I can. A lot of times if I don't, it's just because I don't want to. I'm being a baby. So, temperatures are starting to rise. Where I live, it's not too hot. It's pretty pleasant here. It's in the mid-80s right now. We're going to hit 90 on Monday. 91. Artie's got an appointment at 9:30, so I'm a little nervous about keeping him cool because I don't have AC in my cars, and now one of my vehicles got its back window busted out. It makes it breezy, though. I was driving around it yesterday. I vacuumed all the glass out and knocked it all out and stuff like that. And was driving around in it. I'll get some plastic, cover it up. But, you know, people don't have emotional control. They don't have the willpower. They have the willpower to go around and do whatever they want whenever they want, as long as it feels good. But as far as discipline in this world, it's fallen off. Discipline is falling off. It's fallen out of people. They don't have it. They don't know how to recognize it in anybody else. I'm talking majority. I'm not talking everybody. There's no 100% in everything. So if people take me literal, are you a literal person? Really? Okay, thanks for letting me know, because I don't know who you are watching my channel. You know? I don't know who you are watching me. I know who I am, but I don't know who you are. So, you know, I used to accommodate and be careful about the words I spoke because I didn't want to offend anybody. And then what people told me was, you know, they didn't care much about my feelings. They, you know, when they call me a little fat kid, little weirdo, and that, you know, grown-ups would be like, are you a boy or a girl? Who fucking does that, you know? And these are the people that teach their offspring to act the same way. Mostly people don't, they watch how other people act, and then they go out in the course of their life and then draw on the memory of what served them and how they saw somebody else get treated and how it worked for them, so they're going to do that too. It ain't fair. There's so much unfair justice in the planet right now, man. There's just everybody, just lies everywhere. People aren't living truth. You know, you come up on, I see people come up on my feed and they're like, we're spiritual warriors. We're truth agents. I'm like, excuse me, you got Botox in your face? You got a nose job? You know, you drive like a $80,000 car. There ain't nothing love and light about that, man. That is all ego, easing God out. So as people propel up in the spiral of life, you know, you're supposed to reach milestones, go to school, go to college, you know, get married, have kids, and then work for your rest of your life for a system that doesn't give a shit about you. That's what the story that they've told. Now everybody has their own story inside, their own path inside of their trajectory. So they're learning lessons. They keep making the same mistakes. I used to do that for years. I was a big drinker. I drank for 13 years. There's a year and a half in there that I did not, that I drank a 12 pack of Bud Light every day for a year and a half. There's probably 11 days max in there, all spread apart, sprinkled apart, that I didn't do that. But in a year and a half, drinking at least a 12 pack of beer, that's obsession of craving. And you know what I wasn't doing when I was having fun playing? I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was just thinking about what I wanted. Because I had the mentality that, it's every man for himself, And then what happened is God revealed to me, slowly and surely, that we need people. Because he works through people. Yeah, he gives us the ideas, the inklings, the heart space, and then we're supposed to take it and run with it and create heaven on earth. And then what people did is they made militaries, and they had their own agendas to serve themselves and their own twisted thinking, because when they were in the bottom of their spiral, something happened. One of those milestones, and I've been witness to this a lot in my life. I've been privy to witness this a lot. The first time a little kid starts to walk, okay? Because everybody has had this experience. Everybody on this planet that walks has had this experience. You're in the environment. The kid is starting to walk. He's unsure on his feet. He's wobbly. Falls down. Boom! His endocrine system is up in a heightened state. He gets excited, right? Now what happens next can set precedence to a person's whole entire life on how they handle situations from just this little engagement, okay? The kid falls down. You got the parent that runs up. Oh my God, are you okay? Swoops him up. Dust off his owies. Are you okay? Let's put a Band-Aid on it. Mommy, kiss it, make it all better. Then you have the parents that watch and wait and see. See how the kid processes. Let the kid realize on its own that the kid is okay. Okay, I'm okay. I'm not hurt. I got scared. I like to go, woo, was that fun? Like that, to make it less scary. Ooh, exhilaration, excitement. Excitement and freaking trauma are the same vibrational frequency. It's our minds that can't differentiate once we've had too much of the shit show. See? And at some point, people get so filled with so much trauma that they're constantly navigating through life going, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Because we didn't have our mommy and daddies there to pat us on the ass and to powder our butts and stuff like that. Hell, I don't know where my parents were when I was raped as a 10-month-old baby. So that plants a seed in my mind from a long time ago. We're all alone. At some point in time in life, we are going to need other people, call out to other people. And if we don't have connections with other people, what are people going to rely on? I rely on God, good orderly direction. Just don't be a dick, Marge. Just do the next right thing. Don't retaliate against that scumbag. Leave it to God. Leave it to God, Marge. Vengeance is not mine. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. It's mine. So that frees me up. I still take it on. But still today, whenever I go out in the world and I see how people react, I can always differentiate the child that fell down and got coddled and has been coddled ever since. And then you have the child that is left to his own devices to teach himself that he's okay. Get up, dust yourself on, you'll be all right. Now, if you're hurt, the support of your parents there to make sure you get the mental, that's important. But think about how many people on the planet right now, they don't even have that. I live in New Mexico, man. Kids are a paycheck in New Mexico. Kids are a resource. Kids are used. And I bet this is happening where you live too. But people just don't care because they're too busy just with their little horsey blinders on, living that best life. We got connection to source spirit God. God connects with us. Gives us ideas to motivate us to make the world better for everybody. Not just for me. For everybody in my local area. And then but you got too many of the coddled. And that they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and they have been coddled, taken care of, protected their whole life. And that whole system is designed to just like get them to thrive. While all these other decent people at the bottom are just like, what about us? What about us? Who's left out? When people are neglected, rejected, ignored, denied in life, it changes your chemistry. Especially when you see so many people that don't deserve all this. On a karmic scale, I look around, these people don't deserve all this shit that they got. They really don't. Do I feel bad about a bunch of millionaires that submerge themselves at $250,000 a ticket? I guess you paid for your ticket to heaven. You know, could have been out digging ditches, helping freaking, in fields, with the impoverished. Could have been doing all these other things, but just living that best life. So what people are coming to what this next part is, this is the fun part. This is the part I've been talking about for years because we're spiraling up. And so it's like, it gets denser up there. So you got to be more in your mind, body, and spirit in congruence to navigate in a proper way. You don't do that. You just keep backsliding back down the spiral. So we got a whole bunch of people on this planet that do not have a higher power. They do not go by good orderly direction. They go by what they want to do. They put it where they want. They eat what they want. They do whatever they want, and everybody else be damned. Right? All those people, they don't have a higher power. So now they're empty inside. They're completely empty. We're going to see so many people hitting rock bottom. And they don't got nobody else to turn to. And all those vices that they've been using, all the drugs and drink, it gets to a point where you got to do more and more and more and more for it to work. To get you to your happy place or your place of cognitive dissonance or your place of dystopian denial. Call it whatever you want. Everybody comes to it. You don't know, there ain't nobody on this planet that can live in an egoic way their whole entire life that ends up happy at the end. I've seen it too many times. I've seen the turn. I've seen how people have done everything they want, and then at the end of their life, they're miserable old people that are haunted from the stuff that they did. Because they never thought that they would ever, because they thought that they just could ignore it. But karma, that's not how karma works. Is we are made to face everything that we've ever done to hinder other human beings. And that hindrance comes back to us. And if it's not in this lifetime, it will be in the next. And that's not even how time works. Because I could die tomorrow and then come back at a time that has already happened. Because time ain't linear. It's about the soul experience. And I look around, I'm like, this is the soul experience you're choosing, huh? Of all the soul experiences to be chosen, working hard or hardly working, got big plans for the weekend? People are just, the dumbing down of society has really, it's worked. It's won. As a whole, Satan is winning right now because more people are living in ego from spirit. And a lot of people are going to snap. They're going to snap. People are going to be snapping like rubber bands. I've thought about that because I've been in such extreme stress that I'm just like, hold it together, Marge. Hold it together. Hold it together. Do not go off on this motherfucker. You know, you want to know why? People want to know why autistics like rock back and forth? Because I would rather do this than pounce on your ass and start beating you in your face. Because because when people match me with fucking bullshit, I want to give them as much bullshit back. And I'm not a violent being. I ain't never put my hands on anybody out of anger, only out of self-defense, including my own brother. He beat the shit out of me. Fucking slammed my head, you know? So I was gonna send his wife a text message saying, since he's so hung up on shit that happened when we were 5, I decided me and Mom are still pissed about what shit that he did when he was 18, when he beat the shit out of me and freaking smacked Mom after her stroke. She has a nice scar under her left eye that I get to be reminded of. Oh yeah, your son did that to you. The one that's a lawyer in California, the one that's in vacationing in Europe right now, the one that has been to Central America 3 times and Europe twice. And when we lived in Oregon, he and his family came to Albuquerque, but in 6 years, he hasn't come to see Mom but 1 fucking time from California to Oregon. And I wasn't even allowed to hang out, you know? People that act like that, I just let them. Just go ahead, no. Because one day, you're going to look in the mirror, because I had this experience myself, and that was another moment of clarity I've had. I've had several spiritual awakenings, waking up to a new way of thinking, a new way of belief, a new way of seeing. Just let him do it, Marge. Just let him. I got a text message from my own father on I think he's going through a really hard time, and I can't do anything for him. I just have to let him hold space, pray for him. Maybe I'll call him every now and again, but I called him on Father's Day, and I still ain't nothing heard back from him, so maybe he thinks that he don't got no daughters left. Since his other one died, maybe he thinks that... Anyway, bless and release, Mom says. Bless and release. Because this is the stuff that people hold in and they get cancer. And I'm not going to get cancer about fucking shit because people don't like me when I cared about them. So, but I got a text message from him on Mother's Day asking me to wish my mom a happy Mother's Day and that he remembered the good times. And I teared up because I never heard about any good times from when I was a child. All I heard about is... It was ugly, man. Growing up for me was not... I did not grow up in a kind and loving environment where everybody did everything to make sure everybody was okay. I grew up in an environment where I was ridiculed, I was criticized, I was condemned. And I learned how to be everything that everybody wanted me to be until I became an adult. And I said, fuck that, y'all. I ain't doing that no more. I'm me. If you don't like me, leave me. And they did. So, because they couldn't be like me. They can't live from the heart space of God. They can't. They got to live from their ego. They got to drive that car. They got to buy that house. They got to freaking, you know, have those clothes. They got to freaking put it in there. They got to put it there. They got to chase sensations. They got to lay with this, lay with that. And that's not what God intended. So this next part's going to be fun. That's what I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.